And I am the girls director here.
Heyo!
Hello! And if you don't know, we've been in this series, Don't Be Fake, for a couple weeks now. And we've heard from Maddie, from Parker, from Hayden. And this series is all about calling out if you may be living a fake relationship with God. It's saying the things that you might need to do to have that real relationship. And in James, we've been going through it, and it's such a practical book that has shown those things that we may be lacking in revealing the things that we've been doing that may be fake in our relationship with God. And today it's going to be continuing that. I'm going to be talking about some things that may be convicting or may feel like I'm shaming you, but I'm not. It's something that I think we all need to learn and something that we need to realize we may be doing so we can have that real relationship with God instead of a fake one. So I'm going to pray for us, and then we're going to get into it. So would you pray with me? Dear God, I just pray that you can just speak through me today, that I hope that these students, God can just hear something of your words. Hear something that they can bring outside of this service, and that they can actually change in their walk with you, in their relationship with you for the better. You have such a better plan for them and a bigger plan for them that they don't even know. We love you so much. In your name, amen. Okay. Can I be honest? We live in a world with constant comparison. Constant comparison, constant competition. How many of you have Instagram? Can you raise your hand? Okay, that's high and proud. I see a lot of you guys. How about TikTok? Maybe you have both. Maybe you have one or the other. Maybe you have none. That's okay too. But in both of those apps, I have both of those apps. Instagram, TikTok, don't know if it's good for me, but I have them. And I have spent way too much time scrolling on a For You page or on someone's profile. Maybe I don't even know that person. Maybe it's like an influencer. Scrolling through their account, seeing their life. Or I'm scrolling through someone I know's account. I see their TikTok, see what they're doing, see the cool activities that they get to do. And I always walk away feeling worse about myself. I don't know if you guys ever feel that way. But I think that feeling that sneaks up on us, that jealousy, that insecurity is envy. It can pop up without you even realizing it, and it can be a problem. It can be a problem because you don't even mean to feel it, but it normally pops up. You may not even know that that's envy. You may be thinking about your life now and thinking about the feelings that you feel when you do go through those apps, and not even realize what you feel afterwards because you don't know what it is. But I want to tell you that if you feel that feeling, if you feel that competition, feel that comparison, when you go on those apps, it's probably envy. It's probably jealousy. It's insecurity. It's a need for approval. And maybe you are the person that's sitting here and you're like, oh, I don't have any of those social medias. I don't have Instagram, I don't have TikTok, I don't have Snapchat. But I don't think that means that you have no competition or comparison in your life. I just think it probably shows in different ways. Maybe it shows in school. I think this is something that we all forget, but school is just a place I feel like that's made to be full of comparison and competition. If we think about grades, if you guys really are into school and like working hard for that grade, and maybe it's for yourself, maybe it's for your future, maybe it's for that thing that you want to do, that school that you want to go to, but in a way, grades is a way to compete and compare. You may be trying to get a better grade than the person next to you, a better grade than the friend that's next to you. Or maybe you don't really care about school, but you're into sports. Maybe you're just fighting and competing for that playing time on that team. Or comparing yourself to that person that does have that position that you want. And you're thinking of all the ways you need to be like them, that you need to gain their approval, that you need to gain your coach's approval. Or maybe it's not school, and it's here at church, or here in your friend groups, and you're thinking about that person that gets the attention that you want. That person that gets the attention from that boy you like or that girl you like. And it creates this like envy and jealous thoughts that you don't even realize are coming. That's comparison. That's competition. You're comparing yourself to them, and it's exhausting. So competition and comparison is everywhere, and maybe you don't even realize it's there. It's something that can go unnoticed without you even realizing it. And a lot of the times it feels like we just have to fight to be noticed, fight to be seen, fight to gain that approval, fight to get that appreciation, and it's exhausting. It starts to eat away at us, because when you live in that competition and comparison, jealousy is going to come. The insecurities are going to come, and before we know it, we're exhausted and empty just trying to keep up, just trying to gain the approval of that person. And it's going to leave you feeling empty, and you're never going to reach that spot because that person cannot fill that approval that you're trying to gain. And the truth is, competition and comparison feels normal in our world. Like I talked about, it's in so many different things without us even realizing it. It feels normal. It feels like it's okay to feel those things because that's just living. But they slowly steal your peace. In the book of James, he's talking about this struggle. That struggle versus seeking the approval of the world or seeking the approval of God. Seeking the wisdom of the world or seeking the approval of God. Or seeking the wisdom of God. And he's talking about two kinds of wisdom in James chapter 3. He's going to be talking about a wisdom that is focused on ourselves, one that's full of envy, full of selfish ambition, full of trying to prove something to someone or something. And there's also another type of wisdom that he talks about, one that's focused on God, that's going to bring peace and humility and confidence in knowing that God made us to be someone. And that the person that God has made you to be is the person that he wants you to be from the beginning. So today, I want to talk about how to stop that envy or selfish thoughts from running your mind and running your choices. And how to start walking in the wisdom of God, a wisdom that leads to peace and not the pressure that the world is going to bring. So we're going to open up to James chapter 3. There's Bibles in the back, or you can do it on your phone. But it's going to be James chapter 3, and we're actually going to be starting in verse 13. So say preach if you've gone there. Okay, and say hold on if you're not there. Okay. It's always like half the room, but I always feel awkward asking. But oh, wait. Okay. Everyone there? Anyone not there? Okay, I'm just going to go. Okay, James chapter 3, verse 13. Follow along. Two kinds of wisdom. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. Okay, whoa. I don't know if you guys have ever read these verses before, but the first time I read this verse, I was like, dang. Like, I don't even know if you guys understood what he just said. I hope you do, because James is getting really real here. He's being honest. He's saying that our hearts start chasing comparison and selfishness. That's not wisdom at all. We don't gain anything. We don't gain any knowledge from seeking that approval, from seeking that selfish thoughts. It's going to look smart and confident, but it's actually just fake wisdom. It's not teaching you anything. It's just dragging you down. It's probably making you less smart, honestly, and making you lose all the knowledge that you do have. So my first point that I want to talk about is talking about that fake wisdom, that worldly wisdom. And the point that I said was worldly wisdom looks smart on the outside, but is fake on the inside. Worldly wisdom looks smart on the outside, but it's fake on the inside. James used the wording such wisdom, but he's talking about that worldly wisdom. Such wisdom is just referring to that fake wisdom. Because he's talking about it. He says it can look impressive on the surface, but deep down it's going to be driven by selfishness, insecurity, and comparison. Because fake wisdom can sound smart, but it's going to lead your heart away from God, away from the truth that God is offering you, because it's full of yourself. It's not full of him. It's going to look good, but it's not going to be godly. It's someone who seems smart, seems confident, but underneath their heart, it's all in the wrong spot. It's all about themselves. I think all those things sound good. Like, we do want to always be the smartest person in the room. We do want to be the most confident person in the room. But if the motives are wrong, if the inside, underneath, all you're doing it is for someone else, you're not going to be gaining anything. You're just going to become more tired, more empty, more lonely, because you're doing it all for the wrong reasons. You have the wrong motives. Your motives are wrong. It's a kind of wisdom that looks shiny on the outside, but it's rotting on the inside. Let's think about, it's like fruit. Like, I'm someone that, like, I loves avocado toast or anything, like, with avocado in the morning. And there's been so many times when I just waited, like, a couple days, like, oh, this avocado will be perfect, like, if I just wait one more day. And then it comes to that day, open it up, and it's completely, like, rotting, or, like, brown, or just the wrong thing. It's like, wait, that looked perfect on the outside. I thought I was going to wait, and it was going to be perfect. But I didn't even know that the insides were rotting. I didn't know that the insides wouldn't produce anything. It was going to be useless. Probably not taste as good as I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be okay. I thought it was going to give me a good breakfast, but it didn't. It's like that fruit. Because fake wisdom on the outside can look like working hard, chasing goals, or chasing attention, which, like I said, those are all amazing things, but on the inside, you're doing it all for the wrong reasons. Your motives are wrong. It's going to produce the wrong things. It's going to leave you empty. It's going to leave you lonely. And it's going to leave you chasing for validation that you're never going to fully get. Peace that you're never going to fully get because it's rooted in the wrong things. Because you can post your best self online, your best vacation, your best activities that you're doing, and act like you've got it all together. But deep down, you may be tired of pretending. Because it's easy to fool people on the outside. Good grades, you can have cool friends, nice clothes, lots of confidence. But if your heart is full of envy, you're still going to feel empty. You're going to feel lonely and isolated. And that's what James is calling fake wisdom. It's the wisdom of the world. You're seeking the approval of other people, not the approval of God. And I want to talk about the things that this could feel on the inside. I talked about the things on the outside, when it might show, it might look good. But on the inside, it can leave you feeling like you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. Constantly looking for what they have and why I don't have that. Why do they get those friends? Why do they get that family? Why do they get that? It's a constant competition. It's a constant comparison. It's exhausting. And it may leave you feeling like you can't celebrate other people's wins. In high school, that was like the hardest thing for me. And honestly, I look back and regret how I treated my friends just because when good things would happen to them, I would drag them down. When good things happened to them, when they got the appreciation that I didn't get, I would always like dumb it down or make it sound like it wasn't that good. Or make myself sound better than them because I couldn't celebrate them. I couldn't appreciate the good things that were happening in their life because I was constantly comparing myself to them. And I needed to be better than them. And it was exhausting. And it can feel like on the inside like you're restless. Like whatever you're doing is never enough for the people around you, for the person that you're trying to prove. You can never reach their standards. You can never meet their approval, their appreciation. It can never feel like enough. And fake wisdom on the inside can also feel like there's always pressure to look wise, but there's going to be no peace inside of you. You always need to be the smartest person in the room or have all the right answers, but the truth is none of us have all the answers. You may be good at some things, but you can't be good at everything. And that's the truth, but it's a hard truth. So I think we could find peace in knowing that we don't always have to be the smartest person in the room, because we're not going to be. And I just want to say that if you feel one of these things, or all of those things that I just said, on the inside of you, maybe no one knows that you feel those things, but it's those sneaky thoughts, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there's been someone or something in your life that has made you feel like you're not good enough, that you need to try harder, that you need to prove something more. I don't know if it's a teacher, a parent, a coach, or a friend even, or maybe just something that you've always had inside of you, but that's exhausting. And I hope that you guys can realize that there's a better wisdom that's offered to you. A wisdom that is full of God's Spirit, not fake and full of the world. One that will give life instead of making you feel empty. There's something better. Because you can't live in peace if you're always living for approval. And you can't hear God's wisdom when your heart is going to be full of noise. Fake wisdom brings that noise, brings those constant overthinking, those thoughts, those anxious thoughts that you're not going to be able to control. But the godly wisdom that I'm going to talk about is going to be able to calm those down and bring peace. So I hope you can turn to God's wisdom instead of the world's, because your heart is going to radically change. I'm excited to see what happens for you guys in these next few years. I'm excited to see in 11-12, or even in this next year, how your guys' heart might change if you start taking this seriously. If you start listening to the things that God is trying to tell you and create that real relationship with Him. You may have a relationship with it now, but I know you can always make it better. He's trying to transform you guys, not just teach you guys things. He wants a real change in your guys' life. And I want you guys to think about this question. Have you ever acted like everything was fine on the outside, but on the inside you were comparing or always feeling less than? I think it's just a thought that would be good to think about and make you realize, where am I seeking approval? Where am I seeking approval? Am I being honest in the thoughts that I'm really having? Do the people around me know what I'm struggling with? Where do I need help? And that's a trap that James is warning us about. Wisdom that looks right, but it's going to feel wrong. Looks good on the outside, looks like you're doing okay on the inside, but on the inside you're rotting. On the outside you look okay, but the inside is bad. It's a life focused on self instead of a life focused on God. And I've gone through many seasons of this in my life. I'm not standing here because I do this perfectly. I'm standing here because I've done it wrong. Because I've learned from it and because God has transformed my heart from it. That I know that there's a better way, and I'm constantly trying to seek that better way. And seek God's approval over the world. Because I've seen how it's changed my life. How it's changed my friendships, my relationship with God. It can radically change your life if you just keep seeking his approval instead of the world's. So James revealed that fake wisdom, that it's selfish, envious, and full of pressure. But then he talks about in these verses that there's another kind of wisdom. A real wisdom. A kind that doesn't come from the world, but comes from heaven. A kind that brings peace, not pressure. So if you want to go back to James chapter 3, we're going to read a couple more verses. And the second point that I'm going into, it's plain and simple. It just says that real wisdom comes from God. So James chapter 3, we're going to pick up at verse 16, and we're going to go to 17. James chapter 3, verse 16. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. I love this verse because I feel like it's so comforting. It's nice to know that we have a God that wants to bring us so much peace, so much love, and it's uncomparable to anything that the world has to offer. And I think this verse shows that the world is going to bring selfishness, envious thoughts, but God is going to offer the opposite of that. Something in place of that is so much better. And this verse gives us a picture of what God's wisdom actually looks like. It's not going to be loud or fake. It's going to be peaceful. It's not going to be jealous or selfish. It's going to be pure. God's wisdom doesn't compete. It's going to create calm. Because God's wisdom is complete, not compete. He doesn't compete to gain your attention. He's just always there. He's just waiting for you to find him and seek his wisdom instead of the world's. So choose that wisdom, because it'll show from the inside out. Because it's not about looking successful, it's about living peaceful. And I hope you guys can understand that. Because right now, a lot of you are probably living for success instead of living for peace. And that might sound good. Even when I say it out loud, it's like, oh, that sounds good. But it can feel exhausting. Think of the things that comes with that, the thoughts that comes with that, seeking that success constantly, instead of seeking that peace. Because the world is going to teach you to think of yourself first, but God is going to teach you to trust him first, to rely on him first. And I think it's exciting to know that we have a God that just wants us to trust him, that he's got it. We were talking about this in our crew meeting last night, but it's so awesome to know that our God just wants us to trust him, that he has a bigger plan for us. We might not know what it is all the time. It might be different than our plan, but it's nice to know that we don't have to have it all figured out, that we can just trust him because he has a better one for us. Because you can spot fake wisdom versus God's wisdom by what it produces. I talked about this when we talked about the fake wisdom, but what is your thoughts producing? What is coming out of you? What are you spreading around you? You can show what wisdom you're relying on by what you're going to produce. One's going to produce peace, and one's going to produce emptiness. And I know I keep saying all this, like peace, 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 because I want you guys to understand that. Because a lot of the time, I feel like I've asked people this, and it's like, when is the last time you have felt fully at peace? And a lot of the time when I ask people that question, they can't remember. And they can't remember, or they felt like they have never fully felt at peace. You may have that like 15 seconds of peace or that one day of peace. But if it's peace in the wrong thing, it's not going to be eternal. If you want eternal peace, if you want lasting peace, you can only find that in God. Because don't you want peace in your life? I don't even think we even like comprehend peace anymore because it's so rare to find it in things. Don't you wish you could stop trying to earn people's love or approval? Don't you wish you could stop living on edge, afraid that your friends will leave you, or that your spot on that team will be taken, or that you'll lose what you've worked for? So seek God's wisdom to find that peace. Seek the real wisdom. Seek the right wisdom. Because God doesn't want you burnt out or exhausted. He wants you at rest. He wants you at full of his Spirit. He doesn't want you restless. He wants you full of his Spirit so you can do the work of his kingdom. Because with God, you're going to get confidence instead of comparison. God brings confidence, not comparison. The good type of confidence. The confidence that's through him, not the confidence that's trying to prove to other people that you're confident. You don't have to compare. He's going to bring joy instead of jealousy. Jealous thoughts drag you away from him. Jealous thoughts make you compare and compete. But joy is going to be lasting. It's going to bring happiness. It's going to bring peace. And God's wisdom also brings clarity instead of chaos. You're going to feel that calmness in you. Not that chaotic voice that's constantly going, that's constantly worrying about what other people think, that's constantly worrying about what the things you need to do to prove to that person. It should be calm. It should be clear what you need to do. Because when God's wisdom fills you, you stop needing to prove yourself. Because you already know who you are in him. You already know who he's made you to be and what he's made you to do. So stop trying to control everything and start trusting him with everything. Not just the good, not just the bad, but give that full trust. Give that full surrender. That's what he's waiting for. That's what he's wanting. Lean on his wisdom instead of the world's. And honestly, this message, like I said, I have not lived this perfectly. Putting this message together was honestly convicting for myself. Thinking about the ways that I have relied on the world's wisdom instead of God's wisdom. Thinking about the ways where I've fallen short in this area. And this question helped me realize what I've been doing wrong, what I need to improve on in that area. So this question is, if someone looked at your life right now, your choices, your relationships, your attitude, would they say it looked more like the world's wisdom or it looked more like God's wisdom? The fake wisdom or the real wisdom? What are you relying on? What does your life show? What are you producing? And honestly, what do you think God would say? The creator of the universe, the person that knows your before, your after, he knows what's going to come, he knows what you've done. What do you think he would say about your life? Would he say that you rely on him or that you rely on the world more? And I know that I hope we can all be honest, that we've all had moments where we followed our own way instead of God's. But the good news is, God's wisdom isn't just information, it's supposed to be transformation. I talked about this a little bit, but I hope that you guys don't just view this as another textbook or another thing you need to read, check off the list, because this is made to change you. This is made to change your heart. This is made to transform you. It's not just supposed to be information. Even these sermons, these messages, you're supposed to take something away from this. You're supposed to feel that heart change, feel that life change, not just sit here for 15 minutes and, oh, okay, I learned something. It's supposed to change you. It's supposed to transform you. It's not just information. It's going to be transformation. Because he doesn't want to just teach you wisdom. He's not just trying to have you do all these things so he looks better, so he gets glorified. It's because he wants to change you with it. He doesn't want you to keep you the same way. He wants better for you. He knows what's better for you. And I wanted to show this. To talk about these two wisdoms, I have 2 cups of water. Okay, they look like both like water, right?
No.
Nope. Okay, Jana, can you come up here?
No, don't go up there.
Okay, imagine, Jana, you have been on the desert for like a whole day. Okay? Out in the desert for like a whole day. Okay? Try this one. If you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't had any water. I need so much water, okay? Try this one. And then say what it tastes like. Water! It's hydrating. It's hydrating. This is good. This is good. It's going to hydrate you. And then try this one. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. What does it taste like?
Salt.
Salty.
Okay. It's salty. You don't know that I put 2 tablespoons of salt in
I can taste it.
Okay, you can have this water if you want. Okay, this is God's wisdom. This represents God's wisdom. It's pure, it's clean, it's going to hydrate you, it's going to fill your soul, it's going to refresh your soul. It's good for you. It produces good things. It works in you well. And then this one, the salty water that she tried, you can sit down, Jenna, thank you. It's going to leave you wanting more. It's going to leave you dehydrated. It's going to leave you seeking other things because it's fake wisdom. It looks okay. It looks like it would fill you up in all the right ways, but it's going to leave you wanting more. It's not going to refresh your soul the same way that God's wisdom does, because God's wisdom is pure. It's clean. It knows what it's doing. It knows what you need to help you. But this is just going to leave you dry. It's going to leave you wanting more, wanting approval of other things, seeking other things to fill that thing. Because God's wisdom brings peace on the outside because it brings purity on the inside. It reveals things, it shows things, it works in you. You should become a new person when you keep seeking God's wisdom. People around you should be able to tell when you choose God's wisdom over fake wisdom. So if worldly wisdom fills us with pressure and God's wisdom fills us with peace, I hope you guys have the question of, how do I get that wisdom? How do we start thinking and living differently? I've showed you, kind of called out, the fake wisdom that we may be relying on. So I hope you're wondering, how do I get that godly wisdom? How do I get the real wisdom? And how do I start working towards that? Because I want to tell you guys that it might not be an overnight thing. You can't just think in your head, oh, I'm going to change that. It's like, no, you have to do something. You have to change something in your life that'll work towards that, that'll transform you to keep seeking that godly wisdom. And James is telling us that it starts with humility and it starts with surrender. So my point number 3 is that real wisdom starts when I humble myself and let God lead. When I humble myself and let God lead. That's where the real wisdom starts. So we're going to finish up this chapter. It's just one verse. It's short and sweet. So James chapter 3, and we're going to pick up at verse 18, the last verse of the book. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. I'm going to say it again just because it's so short. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. Okay. James just said right there, he uses a lot of farming terms. I don't think a lot of you are farmers. Like that sowing, that reaping, that harvesting, that's farming terms, okay? So James is saying that people who live by God's wisdom sow peace. They plant peace everywhere they go. Because of that, they're going to reap righteousness. Their lives start producing good things. They're going to be a righteous person. They're going to start living the right way. They're going to start living for the right things. That's that righteousness that he's talking about. But to sow peace, to produce peace to the people around you, to help people find that peace, you first have to have peace. You have to seek that godly wisdom to produce that peace around you. And the thing is peace starts with humility. You can't have God's wisdom and still try to be in control. You can't think your way is better than God's, that you know more than God's, that you have more control of God, because you don't. That's the truth. God, the creator of the universe, knows way more than you. He knows your beginning. He knows your end. He knows what you're going to do. He knows what you've done. Because real wisdom begins when you admit that, God, I don't know everything, but you do. God, I don't know the whole plan, but you do. You know a plan, but you don't know the best plan. You don't know the plan. God does. He's the only person that does. Because worldly wisdom is going to say, I got this. I can do this. The world tells us, be independent, do this all by yourself, choose you first. We're like, okay, that sounds good. But godly wisdom is going to say, God, guide this. God, have this. You know more. You have more to offer. Please guide me in this. Please plan this out for me better. And I think we need more humility. I think we need more humility in our world, in our lives. If you think about everything around you, I wish people were more humble. I wish people showed humility more, because I think about how it would change our world, change the actions of our world, change the things that are going on in our world. We need it. And I'm going to say some things that humility can look like, in things that maybe you can realize if I do this or don't do this. So the first thing that I said humility could look like is just admitting that you don't have all the answers. And stop pretending like you've got it all figured out. This year, I feel like I have had to learn this the most. I've struggled with this the most because as soon as I graduated, I was like, oh, I'm going to have all the answers. I know everything. I got through high school. That's all I need to know. But that is completely wrong. And I've had to realize that I don't have all the right answers. I don't have all the things. Someone's going to be better at me than something. I'm going to be better than someone at something. Because I don't know everything, like I said. Someone knows better than me. Someone knows more than me. So start asking God for direction. Instead of relying on your feelings, start looking for His direction. And I know that can be hard, but not all our feelings are going to be the right feelings. God has better ones. God has a better plan for you. So seek that. Ask for that. Because the first step to wisdom is not knowing more. It's knowing that you need God more. It's knowing that you need His steps. You need His plan. And another thing that I said humility looks like is letting God's voice be louder than yours. And be louder than the world's. So I hope you guys aren't getting all your information from TikTok and Instagram. I know that's like the easiest way to get information now, but that is basically just the world. That's our culture, and it's defining what's right now. A lot of people in this world use that for their information. It can be wrong. The amount of like AI things I see nowadays, like Sora or whatever, it's like I can't even believe anything nowadays. All the videos I see are fake. Like I can't even believe it. So I hope you guys aren't getting all your information from that. And another thing we need to do is ask God, what do you say in this? What do you say about this? What do I need in this? Because wisdom isn't just about hearing God, it's following Him even when it's not possible. Even when everything in your life seems to be against it, even when everyone's pushing you away from it, it's choosing His wisdom over the world's. It's choosing what He has over the world's. Another thing that I said humility looks like is choosing peace over proving self. So when someone disrespects you, you don't have to react the world's way. I thought about this so much in high school. We had like fights every single passing period. Like there was fights constantly. Like people always fighting, and then it'd be okay the next day, and then they would fight again, and I'd be like, wait, what even happened? Like I thought you guys were friends. You're like, oh, he just like said something wrong. It's like, okay. And that just brings chaos. I don't really know what that helps with. Maybe in some people's mind that helps with something, but I think there's a way to respond in peace. And I know that might be hard. I know responding in peace sometimes feel like you can't defend yourself, like you may feel overlooked. But I think humility comes with knowing that even when you feel overlooked, God sees you, and He knows you, and He sees your heart behind everything. Because if God's opinion is the only one you say that matters, why do we not do that? Why do we not act that way? Because peace isn't weakness. It's going to be strength under control. Don't view peace as something as waiting, as you're just like taking the easy way out. No, I think it can be seen as more than that. It's strength. It's under control. It's peace. I mean, how many of you have ever gotten caught up trying to prove something to a teacher, or to your parents, or to your friends, or even to yourself? I would say that's normal. If you thought about any of those things and you do think you do that, that's normal. But God's wisdom is going to free you from that. God has something, He has an approval that'll free you from the world's approval. That will free you from the things of this world that you're seeking that validation in, that you're never fully going to get. They can never fully give you the validation that you're trying to find. Only God can. God can give you that peace the world can't. Because you don't have to prove your worth when you already have found it in Christ. When you found it in God. And confidence in He has you right where you need to be, and He's made you who He's made you to be. So I want to challenge you guys with this question of what would change if instead of trying to be right, you tried to do right. Instead of always trying to have the best answer, the answer that sounds the smartest, what if you tried to just do the right thing? Instead of trying to be right, do right. There's a difference, and I hope you guys can realize that. And I want you guys to know that every day this week, you are going to face a choice. You're going to face a choice of choosing that real wisdom that godly wisdom, that wisdom that's going to produce peace, or you have a choice to choose that fake wisdom, that worldly wisdom that's going to leave you empty, that's going to leave you with pressure, with exhausting thoughts. It's not going to bring you peace. It may give you temporary peace, temporary satisfaction, but it doesn't compare to God's wisdom at all, to the real wisdom that God's offering you. So are you going to choose to chase comparison, or are you going to choose to choose peace? Are you going to act like the world, or are you going to choose to live like Jesus? It's a choice. Which one are you guys going to be following? Because real wisdom doesn't come from knowing it all. It comes from trusting the one who does. Because when you let God lead your thoughts, he fills you with the peace the world can't fake. So I hope you guys don't chase envy or don't live selfishly. Choose God's wisdom. Choose the real wisdom, because his thoughts are higher. His ways are better. His peace is real. His peace is greater. Because you can't live in God's peace while chasing the world's approval. You can't have both. You need to choose one. And you need to live by one. So choose wisdom that's real and choose God. And I hope that when you guys walk out of here today, there is a change. I hope that you may feel a conviction, but not a shame. I hope this is not, this is not a place that we're trying to shame you or guilt trip you into something. Because God is right there. He's just waiting for you to answer him and waiting for you to choose him over choosing the world. So I hope you guys realize what you're going to choose to follow and realize what you're going to choose to pick. So I'm going to pray for us, and you guys can have it. Dear God, I pray for every single student in this room. I pray that they understand that you know them more than